In the description under each video there is a link to the LGBT dating Telegram channel. Subscribe and find your other half in life.
The brunette listened intently as we walked along the pavement shaded by the huge trees of the park. It was one of the best parks in Miami. In the center there was a huge lake and green, grassy areas. A lot of families had fun there, kids played with other kids, and a lot of people jogged around. It was so nice. And to save me from Richard, she said laughing. How did you put up with him for so long? I didn't have a choice. I mean, it wasn't hard to get along with him, only when he tried something more with me. Sometimes I avoided getting too close. He's an asshole. I don't understand why men think that they can have us in the blink of an eye. I rolled my eyes. That's why I don't get involved with them. I saw Camilla arch one of her eyebrows in confusion, but I didn't say anything, just continued our walk. Oh, Vero asked me to talk to you about her. I know, she's crazy, but she's really into you, Ms. Cabello. I said, and the brunette lowered her head shyly. I don't know if you like women, actually, you don't look like someone who would date a woman. I flashed a smile, but Vero talks a lot about you. I don't, she asked, staring at me. No, but who knows, right? Not everything is as it seems. Exactly, Lauren. I guess I need to tell Vero that she has a chance. I smiled. Yeah, who knows, maybe she really does. She said nonchalantly, and then sped up, walking ahead, leaving me standing there. My secretary having an affair with my best friend could be good, right? Or maybe not. For some unknown reason, imagining Camilla and Vero together made me feel very uncomfortable. Not that I liked her, after all the only woman who inhabited my thoughts was Carla, but Camilla was a very interesting woman. Camilla and I worked for the rest of the afternoon, without breaks and without any rest. And then we finally finished our project. The balance sheet was ready to be presented. We studied everything as to not make any mistakes on the next day. It was a somewhat delicate and profitable process that we needed to attain. Finally, I exclaimed, throwing the papers on top of the table. Yeah, even I am already sick and tired of numbers, the brunette said, leaning back against the padded of her chair. We have to go. Gerald must want to kick us out of here after so many hours, I said, laughing. Camilla laughed as she started putting her things inside her purse. She had taken off her blazer and tied her long hair in a ponytail. She still looked beautiful. You're right, but I don't think he's waiting for us so he can close. He's not. This place stays open until very late. Give me a minute. I'm going to say goodbye to him. I walked towards the gray-haired man who was sitting on his rocking chair, entertained with a book. Gerald, thank you for today, but I have to go. Oh, sweetie, you know that you can come here any time and stay as long as you want. Your friend too, he said somewhat mischievously. She's just my secretary, Gerald. I smiled, touching the man's shoulder. She's a great girl, Lauren. Beautiful and polite. Are you trying to hook me up with someone? The man let out an amused laugh. No, sweetie, I'm just saying that that young woman over there seems to be a great person. Think about it. I looked at him suspiciously, and the man raised his arms up in surrender. I smiled and hugged him affectionately. A+ Tard, I said with a smile. See you later, sweetie. And goodbye, Ms. It was a pleasure to meet you, Gerald said to Camilla, who was approaching us. It was a pleasure to meet you too, sir. Come back with Lauren anytime, okay? I'll be waiting for both of you. I looked at him scoldingly, and the man just smiled, amused. After our goodbyes, we left Le Café and walked towards my car, where we put our folders. Well, Ms. Yaregui, I'll see you tomorrow. Ms. Cabello, relax. I'll drop you off at home. You don't need to, seriously. I can take a cab, there's no problem, she said quickly. I insist, Camilla, it's already late, I won't take no for an answer. She opened her mouth to protest, but I ordered her to get into my car, and so she did. Camilla's paw. She didn't take no for an answer, and I had no other choice but to get into her car. The day alongside Lauren wasn't that easy. The images of her touching me the night before made themselves present every time we had the smallest physical contact. I did everything to keep my body at a safe distance from hers. You have to tell me the way to your house, Cabello. I heard her raspy voice. It's a few blocks away from Yaregui Industry. I'll give you directions. Did I mention that she looked even sexier in her car? It seemed that everything exalted her arrogant and cocky air. I avoided all day the urge to look into her eyes. Lauren Yaregui had the power to leave us mesmerized by her emerald green eyes. She remained focused on the street as she drove, tapping her fingers on the steering wheel, accompanying the rhythm of the song that was playing on the radio. Being in such a small space beside that woman was proving to be dangerous. In that moment, all I wanted to be was Carla. I just wanted her to stop that car and feel her hands touching my body again. Don't even think about it, Camilla. Well, it was impossible not to think about it. Her simple black dress was slightly lifted, giving me a wonderful view of her thick thighs. And the dim lighting was making her look more mysterious and sensual. Your neighbors will probably think that I'm your girlfriend, she said, laughing. I wish you were, I thought to myself. True, they will, but don't worry. I'll tell them that you're my boss. It's okay, Camilla. Gerald thought that we had something, can you believe it? I looked at her confused. Oh God, did I do something that I shouldn't? No, relax. It's just that he has known me since I was a little girl, and I never brought someone there with me. You were the first, she said, and I looked at her in disbelief. That place seemed to be one of her favorites in Miami, and knowing that I was the first person to go with her after her father made me happy. I hope you don't mind, Ms. Cabello. I told him that we work together, but Gerald is as stubborn as a mule, she said, smiling. Anyways, I don't care that he thinks that you're a beautiful woman, so everything's all right. If I was ugly, you would care? I asked, laughing. I saw Lauren get baffled with my question. Maybe, but since you're beautiful and smart, everything's all right. Don't judge me, at least I'm being honest. She shrugged. We looked at each other for brief seconds, and I could see how beautiful she looked smiling. A lot of people saw Lauren as a harsh and rude person, and she really was, but never with me. You have to give me directions to your house, Cabello. Am I close? I awoke from my thoughts, and I gave her directions until she finally, or unfortunately, arrived at my house. Lauren stopped the car, rolling down the windows and analyzing the enormous building where I lived in. It's a great place, Camilla. It seems cozy. It's not like your apartment, which must be very luxurious. But yes, it's cozy, I said, and Lauren smiled. Well, you're home, Miss Cabello. I'm sorry for disrupting you even on your weekend. It was a pleasure. I'll pray to God for tomorrow's meeting to go our way and for you to get the contract. I smiled at her. We will get it. Thank you for helping me and for keeping me company this weekend. Thank you as well, Lauren. It was a pleasure spending the weekend with you. Ditto, Camilla. Our eyes locked with each other for a few awkward seconds. Well, I'm gonna go, I said as I grabbed my purse. Good night. Good night, Cabello. I looked at her for the last time before entering my building. I went up to my apartment, noticing that Allie and Dinah were already sleeping. It wasn't even midnight. I headed to my room, and soon enough took a shower and lay down to sleep. Sleep, as if the images of Lauren Yaregui would let me sleep. We were getting closer with every passing day. Work and Imperium were bringing us together. My body burned just by thinking about how bold and hot she could be. I closed my eyes and recreated our moment together. Lauren pushing me against the wall with her body, taking my mouth with a fierce kiss while her skilled hands touched my pleasure points. Don't think about it, Camilla. Don't. I sank my head into the pillow and closed my eyes, trying to get rid of the images of Lauren from my head. I felt my body relax on the soft mattress. I heard the intercom sound several times. Who could be at this hour? Oh my God, why couldn't Allie or Dinah open the door? I groaned, getting up from my bed to then put on my small robe and walk through the darkness of the house. They could only be sleeping like a rock if they couldn't hear the intercom. Jesus Christ. I opened the lock on the door, and I couldn't believe what I was seeing. What are you doing here?
Support the channel with a reaction and write a comment under the video. Thank you very much for staying with me on the channel and subscribing.